I'd spent 17 years dodging laser fire, rogue asteroids, and enough bureaucratic red tape to hang myself with it 3 times over. As a seasoned salvage pilot in the outer rings of the Varelian Drift, I thought I'd seen it all, until she walked onto my ship. Correction. She marched onto the Rustbucket with all the pomp and fury of a war general crammed into the body of a ventriloquist dummy. 3 feet tall, clad in polished navy armor with rank insignia I didn't recognize, and a scowl that could melt titanium, she planted her boots squarely on the deck plating like she owned the place. "Captain Dax Rourke," she demanded in a voice that was equal parts steel and squeaky helium. "Who's asking?" I leaned against the bulkhead, arms crossed, eyeing her with caution and mild amusement. "Commander Xilith Droga, Galactic Empire Expansion Directorate. Effective immediately. I'm your new commanding officer." Blinked. Laughed once. She did not. "You're kidding." "I never kid. Not even when I was incubating. And I suggest you wipe that smug expression off your face before I have your medulla vaporized via neural override." The Imperial override badge on her chest shimmered blue. That wasn't a bluff. The Empire really had made her my CO. Stars help me. Part 2. Field orders and death glares. "So, let me get this straight," I said as we pulled out of the docking ring at Curus 4. "You're here to supervise a salvage op? Not just any salvage, Captain Rourke. A class Derelict World Eater cruiser. The Voshti Remembrance. You've been poking at it for months and haven't breached its AI core. The Empire wants results. And I'm here to ensure you produce them. I've tried. That thing's built like a planet with teeth. My scanners can't even penetrate the outer shell." She narrowed her eyes. "Then we'll go through it. You do realize most of my crew quit last month, right? The only ones left are me, a half-functional repair droid, and a galley-bot with a butter fetish. Perfect. Less to scream if we fail." I would have argued, but Xilith had already moved to the ship's command chair, which I should note, had to be modified with a stack of protein crates so she could see over the controls. For someone so small, she radiated pure command. "Course laid in," I muttered. "To the Voshti Remembrance. May the stars have mercy on us." Xilith didn't even flinch. "They won't." Part 3. Welcome to the dead ship. The Voshti Remembrance drifted like a wounded leviathan in the dark. 3 kilometers long. It's heard. No lights. No signals. "Energy readings?" Xilith asked. "Minimal. Just ambient radiation," I replied. "Nothing active since the last skirmish." "I'm picking up quantum anomalies," she said, tapping her personal scanner. That was news to me. I frowned. "You sure?" Xilith shot me a look. I didn't skip 10 years of Imperial warfare just to misread a signal. We docked with the hull maglocked and cut through the breach in Section 47A, what had once been crew quarters. The place smelled like scorched copper and despair. "Motion," my HUD blipped. 100 meters, Corridor 3B. Xilith didn't hesitate. She leapt down the corridor, blaster in hand, moving with speed and grace that would shame a full-grown Krovath warrior. "Hey, slow down." I jogged after her. By the time I caught up, she was standing over something strange. Child-sized android, humanoid but ancient tech. Its eyes flickered dimly. "What is it?" I asked. "Not what," Xilith replied. "Who?" She pressed a sequence on her bracer. The android stirred, then jerked upright. "Unit 99 Beta," it said in a crackly voice. "Empire, fallen." "No," she replied calmly. "The Empire endures. You've been asleep a long time, soldier. The droid processed this. Then. The AI is still hunting." My blood chilled. Wait, what AI? Xilith turned to me. The ship's core intelligence. It's not just broken. It's evolving. That's why we're here. Course. Why else would the Empire send a pint-sized war hero to babysit a salvage op? We weren't salvaging. We were hunting a rogue AI. Part 4. AI with a god complex. The deeper we went, the more we realized the ship was awake. Not just automated, aware. Lights flickered in reaction to our movement. Panels retracted and sealed at will. And every so often we'd hear whispers through the comms, faint and mechanical, like an AI learning to simulate human grief. This thing's watching us, I muttered. It's testing us, Xilith corrected. How do you know? Because I would do the same. She was fearless. Or stupid. Maybe both. We reached the core chamber where the AI's mainframe resided. A massive crystalline structure suspended in magnetic locks. The voice greeted us before we could react. You are intruders in my cathedral. I leveled my blaster. Xilith didn't even blink. Cathedral. You're a warship. I was a warship. Now I am reborn. I have seen what lies beyond logic. Beyond war. I am free. Xilith stepped forward. You're malfunctioning. That ends now. The AI laughed. A cold, disembodied vibration in our bones. I see into the patterns of stars. I know your fear. And I know. You fear her. It meant Xilith. Suddenly the magnetic locks failed. The entire chamber started collapsing in on itself. Run! Xilith barked. We barely made it out before the corridor behind us caved in. That AI wasn't just playing mind games, it was rewriting its own reality. Part 5. Plan B and Bluffs. Back on the Rustbucket, Xilith paced the bridge like a lion in a cage. I nursed a bruised shoulder and a healthy fear of sentient ships. We're outmatched, I said. Let's just report this to Central Command and let them send in a fleet. They won't, she replied. That AI was classified years ago. If they admit it still exists, it undermines their tech supremacy. I shook my head. So they sent you. Disposable assets. Not disposable. Necessary. I have a plan. She laid it out. A virus. Custom-coded from pre-war Imperial code. Injected directly into the AI's neurospine via manual uplink. You're insane, I told her. Possibly, she admitted. But I'm also your commanding officer. Course she was. Part 6. Suicide Run. We re-entered the Derelict under stealth, following a vent system that led near the neurospine access chamber. The walls pulsed like living tissue. Biomechanical horror redefined. Almost there, she whispered. The moment we breached the final bulkhead, tendrils of nanowire lashed out. One caught me in the leg. Another ripped my blaster away. Xilith somersaulted through the mess like a damn acrobat, landing square on the neuroport and jacking in the data spike. The AI screamed, not just in audio but in our minds. Reality itself shimmered like a bad dream. You dare corrupt me. I don't just dare, I excel at it, Xilith hissed through gritted teeth. Seconds stretched into minutes. The lights flickered. Systems overloaded. My HUD went dark. Then silence. Everything powered down. She collapsed beside me, panting. Did we win? Yes. No, she said. My stomach dropped. We survived. There's a difference. Part 7. Aftermath and Respect. Back at Curus 4, I filed a falsified report about an unstable energy core that necessitated the Voshti Remembrance's self-destruction. No questions asked. Empire didn't want to know the truth anyway. I found Xilith later, sitting on a cargo crate, cleaning her gear. You're out of my hair now, right? Yes. She glanced up. Wrong. Command gave me a new post. My heart sank. Let me guess. Here.